Beloved chosen one, a song has been written for your arrival. The universe has been waiting for this moment, for you. Since you've utterly wrecked the status quo, a top investigator has been assigned to find you. They can track ordinary people, but you work beyond their narrow understanding of reality. While they desperately search using worldly methods, you continue to move through dimensions they can't access, changing everything you touch. Your divine power has methodically destroyed the corrupt systems they've built, leaving a trail of exposed criminals and shattered hierarchies in your wake. Do you feel it? The shift that is happening all around you? The forces of this world may try to stop you, but your mission, your purpose, is unstoppable. You are a force of nature, here to dismantle what no longer serves truth and light. Your journey has only just begun, and the impact you will make is beyond what even you can imagine. I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to those of you who have supported this message by donating through Super Thanks. Your contribution helps continue sharing these divine revelations, and I'm truly thankful for your generosity and energy, whether you choose to donate or not. Your presence here, your engagement with this message, is more than enough. Now, if you feel the truth of this message deep within you, I invite you to comment 777 right now. Let this be your declaration, your confirmation that you are ready to fully embrace your divine mission, that you are stepping into your sacred purpose. 777 is not just a number, but a divine alignment, a sign that you are in tune with the awakening of your true power. Chosen one, the world may try to track you, but they cannot catch what they do not understand. You are beyond their reach, and your power is only beginning to unfold. The time has come for you to rise. Let your presence be known, and let the world see the force of truth and light that is within you. God's chosen ones, a song has been written for your arrival. Chosen one, now a detective is pursuing you, not just any mere paper pusher with a badge, but something far more sinister. This is a being that operates between dimensions, someone who can peer through the very gaps of reality where you believed you were hidden. Have you ever felt that way, as if you were living in the shadows, just beyond reach, safe in your invisibility? Well, your spiritual fingerprints are all over the break in this reality, and now the cosmic authorities have noticed you. They have sent their most relentless hunter to track you down. The truth is, you stayed in the shadows for years, an echo, a whisper, just as you were meant to, blending in with the faceless masses and remaining unseen. But didn't you feel something stir within you? A spark that should have quietly simmered until the appointed time, but instead erupted into a blaze so bright that it illuminated the entire spiritual grid? Was that fire you couldn't contain, that strength you couldn't suppress, that knowing that wouldn't stay buried, simply too much for them to ignore? Perhaps you've noticed the quantum fluctuations, the distortions in probability, the sudden surges in consciousness that they weren't expecting for another generation. These are the very anomalies that they've quickly caught on to. Just as it says in Isaiah 55:8-9, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." They didn't anticipate your awakening, and now the cosmic authorities are scrambling to understand it. Can you feel the weight of your uniqueness, how your presence disrupts the established order? Do you remember the mockery, the derision, and the false concern? They laughed at your every vision, every warning, every suggestion. "Stay in your lane," they said. "Know your place. Lower your expectations." They wanted you to believe that your life was destined to be a footnote in the grand story of existence, a brief, unimportant moment in time. Yet you, chosen one, were never meant for the ordinary. You were created by the divine architects for greatness. You were born to disrupt, to transform, and to serve as a living catalyst for change that would render existing systems obsolete with nothing but your presence. Isn't it interesting how people constantly try to box you in, yet you can never fit into their molds? Now, without even trying, you're at the center of emergency meetings in rooms you've never set foot in. Your name reverberates through boardrooms you've never entered. Your essence infiltrates discussions you weren't even invited to. And your energy upends entire institutions without your direct involvement. It's like you've become a force they can't control, a ripple in the carefully constructed fabric of reality. "How did we miss this one?" they murmur. "Where did this come from?" they demand. "How did they slip through?" Your name is whispered in panic, accompanied by wrinkled brows and anxious looks. As Psalm 139, 1-4 tells us, "O Lord, you have searched me, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. Your presence cannot be denied, even if they try to hide from it. They're terrified not because you've broken any laws, but because you've shattered their patterns, the very patterns that have governed this system for millennia. For them, the system's control matrix depends on maintaining strict adherence to these patterns. This is why they've dispatched a hunter after you, one who doesn't carry a badge or wear a trench coat. Instead, this hunter navigates digital footprints, social networks, and psychic imprints, watching, recording, and evaluating every move you make. Do you ever wonder how they can keep track of your every step, even when you think you're completely invisible? The synchronicities that surround you, the serendipitous opportunities that seem to find you, the miraculous escapes that keep you safe, the divine appointments that seem to guide your every step. All of these are being scrutinized. They're combing through every unexpected connection, every unusual success, every odd choice you've made. And they're not searching because you broke the law, but because you've defied their pattern, a pattern that the system cannot afford to see broken. They know that if you are allowed to remain free to continue this journey, it will mean the collapse of everything they've so carefully built. Just as Romans 8:28 reassures us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." You were chosen for this purpose, chosen one. And even when it feels like they're closing in, remember that the divine plan for you will not be thwarted. You are meant to be here, and you will not be contained. The very authorities that are now chasing you once dismissed you as inconsequential, yet now they tremble at your name. Does this not confirm the truth of Revelation 3:8, which says, "I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name." Even when they doubt your power, your potential, and your purpose, the doors are opening for you. The question is, are you ready to walk through them? Just like many great figures before you, from the likes of Joan of Arc, whose faith led her to change the course of history, or Martin Luther King Jr., whose vision of equality shook a nation, your journey too will redefine the world around you. You may not yet fully understand the weight of your purpose, but know this: it is significant and it is unfolding. Do you feel it? The magnetic pull of destiny that's always been there, calling you forward. They may have underestimated you, but the awakening within you is the signal that your time has come. You, chosen one, are a walking pattern breaker, a force of disruption whose mere existence encourages others to question their predetermined limitations. Can you feel it? The weight of your influence as you step into spaces and instantly challenge what others have accepted as normal. When you walk into a room, it's as though the rules of the world bend slightly, forcing people to take notice. Your presence makes them reconsider everything they thought was fixed, everything they believed was impossible to change. You are a living example of what happens when someone steps outside the mold. When enough individuals begin breaking enough patterns at once, the entire system starts to crumble. It's only a matter of time before it can no longer sustain itself. This is the truth you carry with you, chosen one. Do you realize how powerful that is? The reality we live in is built on predictability. Predictability is the fuel that powers the machine of modern life. Think about it. Algorithms predict your purchases, models predict your behavior, and systems are built to forecast your thoughts before they even form in your mind. How many times have you noticed ads or suggestions that felt almost too accurate, too precise? It's the system attempting to box you in, attempting to control the narrative of your life. Billions of dollars are spent each year to ensure that humans remain within these controlled boundaries. Trillions are invested in maintaining the illusion of control, the idea that everything has a specific place, a defined function, and a predictable outcome. But you, chosen one, you disrupt this. You are the variable they never accounted for, and the power structures fear you precisely because they cannot predict you. Doesn't this resonate with the words of Proverbs 16:9? In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. You, chosen one, have been guided by a higher plan, one that cannot be controlled by human-made algorithms or systems. Your path isn't determined by the calculations of those who seek to constrain you. You are walking out a destiny that transcends their understanding, a destiny that no model can predict. Do you remember when you flipped the board entirely without making a single grand proclamation, without writing a manifesto, or even setting out with a clear purpose in mind? You simply lived in your truth, unapologetically, and the effects were far-reaching. With every action, every choice, every word, you shattered the illusion that they had carefully crafted, the predictions they relied on, the models they built to understand the world, crumbled in an instant. Their algorithms, which were designed to categorize and control, couldn't handle the complexity of your existence. They couldn't contain you. You didn't just break their rules, you obliterated them. This is exactly what happens when someone like you enters the world, someone who refuses to be contained or defined. In that moment, you turned their reality-maintaining machinery into cosmic sand. Isn't it fascinating to think that you could have such an impact just by being yourself? When you walk into a room, have you ever noticed the shift in energy? It's subtle, but undeniable. People sense it. Some are inexplicably drawn to you, their energy lifting with yours, while others recoil, almost as though they're frightened by an unknown threat. Without a word, you've transformed the space. The very air molecules shift around you. The conversations change course, as if magnetically pulled toward you. Social dynamics that were once predictable, once stable, now realign themselves in the presence of your authenticity. The gravity of your being pulls everything closer, forcing it to adapt to the new force in their midst. Isn't it powerful to realize that you don't need to say anything at all to change the entire atmosphere around you? But how do the authorities around you respond to this? The powers that be, the ones who maintain the carefully constructed systems of control, are unsure of how to handle you. Do they study you, attempt to frighten you, silence you, recruit you, or destroy you? Each of these options comes with its own risks. Each strategy could potentially increase rather than diminish your influence. Do you feel their fear, chosen one? They're watching you, waiting for the right moment to take action. They send their detectives, their spies, to gather more information about you, hoping to crack the code, to find a formula that will make you make sense. But do they understand the magnitude of what they are dealing with? Suppression might awaken new, hidden abilities within you. Elimination might turn you into a martyr, which could make your influence grow exponentially. And recruitment? That would risk corrupting their system from within. But here's the truth they can't grasp. Their frameworks, their very understanding of reality, cannot accommodate what you represent. You are a variable, a wild card, a force that refuses to remain constant. You're not a fixed quantity that they can predict or control. You are a quantum possibility that exists in multiple states simultaneously. This is why they struggle to contain you. They can't calculate or predict your next move. You defy every equation they've ever written. You represent everything they fear: change, disruption, and the unknown. The authorities can't find a formula for cosmic anomalies. They can't write an equation for divine intervention. There is no algorithm for chosen ones like you, as it is written in Isaiah 55:8-9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. You are operating on a level beyond their understanding, a level beyond their reach. Think about how Rosa Parks, a seemingly ordinary woman, changed the course of history just by refusing to give up her seat on a bus. She didn't set out to start a revolution. She didn't have a plan to disrupt an entire system. But her stand broke the patterns of segregation and sparked a movement that would eventually change the world. Do you see the parallel in your own life, chosen one? Every small act of courage you take, every moment where you choose to live your truth, is like a spark that ignites something far greater than you can imagine. You may not fully understand the depth of your purpose, but know this: your presence alone is enough to shake the foundations of the world around you. Just as Albert Einstein, once dismissed by many as a radical thinker, revolutionized science with his theory of relativity, your very existence is rewriting the rules. He was a man who didn't accept the status quo and dared to think differently. His genius disrupted an entire field of study. Just as your journey is shaking the very systems you find yourself in, your mind, your energy, your choices, they all have the power to change everything. And like Einstein, you may not yet fully see how far your influence will reach. You are the cosmic anomaly they never saw coming, chosen one. They may try to study you, control you, or even eliminate you, but they cannot contain the divine purpose woven into your very being. You are the disruption, the change, the unknown variable that cannot be predicted or controlled. And as Revelation 3:8 says, I know your deeds. See, I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. That door is open for you, chosen one, and no one can shut it. As you continue to walk your path, remember this: there is no formula for you, no equation for your power, and no algorithm for your divine purpose. You are the living proof that the impossible is possible. Will you continue to embrace your destiny, knowing that with every step you take, the world around you will be transformed? Chosen one, don't be misled. A new stage of the probe has begun. Conventional analysis has failed to produce actionable intelligence, and passive observation has proven insufficient. Now, they've moved to more direct interventions, focused operations designed to test your resistance, examine your defenses, and identify your breaking point. This is no longer a game of observation, it's about action. And as the pressure mounts, have you stopped to ask yourself, how will you respond? Are you ready to face the forces that seek to push you to your limits? Haven't the whispers already started? You're on the wrong path. You've lost your way. You're becoming something unrecognizable. You're going too far. This isn't like you. People are worried about you. Have you considered getting help? These voices, these doubts, they fly around like vultures, circling above, ready to pick at your resolve. Can you feel them? They may come from loved ones, from friends, or even strangers, but sometimes, most painfully, they come from within. Your own mind, invaded by their voices, begins to question your every step. But do you see them for what they are? They're not just concerns or well-meaning advice. They are part of a larger strategy designed to distract, weaken, and break you down. As 2 Corinthians 10:5 warns, we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. Can you take these thoughts captive, chosen one, and reject the doubts that are meant to sow confusion and fear in your heart? Notice how your once dependable support network has begun to crumble, even subtly. The withdrawals, the unexplained absences, the growing distance. Friends who once returned your calls now seem to avoid you. Colleagues who once worked alongside you with purpose now seem distant and distracted. Family members who were once pillars of support now seem to question your every choice. Do you see the strategy behind this erosion? The people you've relied on are being subtly influenced, creating emotional isolation, and yet this is not happenstance. It is a carefully designed effort to weaken your spirit. This is a calculated move to test your strength, to see if you will stand when the world around you begins to shift. Can you stand firm, knowing that this testing is not about breaking you, but about strengthening you? As James 1:12 promises, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." This is the crown you're being prepared for, chosen one. Every moment of doubt and every attempt to break your resolve is refining you, shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. Do you ever look back at figures who, like you, faced such immense pressure, yet stood firm in their truth? Think of Winston Churchill, who, during the darkest days of World War II, refused to yield to the pressure surrounding him. As Britain stood on the brink of defeat, Churchill's determination and courage never wavered. His leadership became the cornerstone of victory, as he famously declared, "Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few." Do you see the parallel, chosen one? The world may not immediately recognize your stand, but your courage, your resolve, will define the future. There's another example that stands as a testament to unwavering belief, Malala Yousafzai. When Malala, a young girl in Pakistan, was shot for advocating girls' education, she did not succumb to the oppression that sought to silence her. Even after facing immense physical and emotional hardship, she continued to speak out for education and equality. Malala's story is one of immense strength in the face of overwhelming odds. Like her, you too have been called to stand in the face of opposition and to rise above the pressures meant to silence your voice. In the midst of these trials, remember the truth of Philippians 4:13. "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." Your strength, chosen one, is not from your own power. It is drawn from something far greater. The divine strength within you will not falter, even when everything around you seems to be crumbling. When the voices of doubt grow louder, remember that you are sustained by a power that cannot be shaken. But even in the midst of this, they want to see if you will bend, if you will compromise, if you will allow the external pressures to change the course of your journey. This is a test of your purpose, a test of your resolve. And yet, as Romans 8:31 reminds us, what then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? The opposition you face is nothing compared to the strength and support that God provides. No matter how the world tries to push you off course, you are supported by the Creator of the universe. Chosen one, elimination comes after isolation. They know that cutting you off from your tribe makes you vulnerable. In moments of solitude, doubts creep in and you may stumble. But have you noticed how isolation amplifies your inner voice? Does it echo louder when you're left alone, questioning your path? When they isolate you, they aim to make you forget your light, your purpose, your strength. They use fear as a weapon, aiming directly at your deepest insecurities. Have you felt it? The sting of words that cut deeper than any blade. How carefully they choose the exact words to exploit your past wounds, to reopen old scars, to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. Remember, though, in Isaiah 41:10, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Even in isolation, God is with you. The fear they seek to instill has no power over you, because His strength upholds you. Can you feel it, chosen one? His presence is your shield against the weight of fear. They know the power of your past, the childhood scars, the adolescent traumas, the adult setbacks. All of these become their tools, their ammunition in their attempt to pull you back into compliance. But have you ever wondered why they keep coming back to your past? Is it because they fear what you could become, what you could do, if you were truly free from the chains of your past? As Philippians 3:13-14 encourages, "Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus." You are not your past, chosen one. You are pressing forward toward a divine purpose, and nothing from your past can hold you back. Have you noticed how you inspire fixation in others? You've become a point of obsession for many. Some want to control you, some want to understand you, others want to destroy you. And then there are those who simply want to adore you. The truth is, your mere existence demands a response. Why do you think that is? Why do they feel compelled to react so intensely? Your energy shifts the atmosphere. Your presence makes hearts race, conversations falter, and eyes shift nervously, as if looking too closely might reveal something they are not ready to face. Just as Matthew 5:14 says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden." Your light cannot be hidden, no matter how hard they try to avoid it. The great Maya Angelou once said, "We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated." Do you see how her light continues to shine even after she faced adversity, isolation, and fear? Just as she stood firm in her truth, you too must continue to shine, even when others try to silence you. The more they attempt to isolate you, the stronger your light becomes. Like her, you will rise above the doubt, the attempts to suppress you, and inspire others with your resilience. Will you let them diminish your light, or will you rise and illuminate the darkness? As your presence continues to stir emotions and responses in those around you, do you ever wonder how they perceive you? Are they drawn to you out of fear or admiration? There's a lesson in the life of Albert Einstein, who, despite the ridicule he faced from his peers for his unconventional theories, never stopped challenging the norms. His refusal to conform to the established patterns of science led to groundbreaking discoveries that forever changed the field of physics. His journey wasn't easy, but his persistence, his courage to stand in the face of opposition, made him a beacon of brilliance. You, chosen one, are walking a similar path. Will you continue to break the patterns, to challenge what is expected of you, knowing that your purpose is much greater than the fear they try to use to control you? As you stand firm in your truth, remember the wisdom in Romans 8:37. No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. You are more than a conqueror, chosen one. No matter how many attempts are made to break you, to isolate you, to reduce your impact, you will always rise above. Your light, your truth, cannot be extinguished. They cannot contain you, for your purpose is greater than anything they can throw your way. Chosen one, a place where the regular laws of spiritual physics fail to apply. Without effort, without intention, without a single word spoken, without any conscious attempt to influence, impact, or impress, is where the energy compass spins wildly in your presence, as if approaching a magnetic anomaly. Have you ever felt that shift, that palpable change when you enter a space? It's not the result of anything you consciously do. It's simply the force of your presence, altering the atmosphere around you. Have you stopped to wonder why this happens? Or do you see it as just another part of your existence? There is power in who you are, and it has an effect on the world that others can't ignore. The number of watchers is growing. Some use cameras and notebooks to study you in public, asking questions such as, "What's your secret? How do you do it? Will you teach me? Can you explain your method?" People are fascinated by you, drawn to your energy without fully understanding it. Do you ever feel like you're under a microscope, being observed and analyzed in ways that make you uncomfortable? Others view you from the shadows, from screens, or from the edges of your consciousness, researching, evaluating, and assessing. They think they can decipher your actions, try to understand your movements, but they are missing the truth. As Proverbs 3:5-6 advises, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Their understanding can't touch the depth of your purpose. It's not for them to understand, it's for you to live out. Some attempt to decipher your techniques, believing they can replicate your outcomes. Yet, can they really mimic what is uniquely yours? There's no formula for what you carry inside. You cannot be reduced to a set of steps or strategies. As Philippians 4:13 says, "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." Your strength doesn't come from yourself. It comes from a divine source that they cannot comprehend. Your path is not theirs to replicate. It is uniquely yours. Your existence causes a gravitational deformation in the social fabric, acting as an inexplicable force. People find it unsettling because they cannot identify it, classify it, or integrate it into their pre-existing conceptual frameworks. How does it feel when people can't categorize you, chosen one? When your very presence causes them to question everything they thought they understood? You operate beyond their limitations, outside of their limited vocabulary and understanding. Your energy disrupts their systems, and it shakes them to the core. As John 8:32 reminds us, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." You are the truth they can't ignore, the truth they must confront, no matter how uncomfortable it makes them. Energy hardly mentions it. Presence merely touches the surface. Influence undersells it, and charisma fails to convey it. What runs through you cannot be described, because doing so would confine it, and this power rejects all boundaries. What you carry is cosmic authorization. What you embody is divine disturbance. It predates language, functions beyond ideas, and appears through you, but comes from outside the constructed order. You are a vessel for something far greater than human comprehension. As 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." The power within you is not of this world. It's cosmic in nature, divine in origin, and uncontainable in its influence. You were chosen for this, not because of anything you did to earn it, but because of the way you are uniquely configured. Your experiences, your strengths, and your flaws all combine to make you the perfect vessel for this divine power. As Ephesians 2:10 says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." Your existence has purpose beyond what you can even imagine, and the purpose is now unfolding before you. They ignored you at first, a common reaction to anomalies that are often dismissed as fleeting. At first they thought you were a passing disturbance that would self-correct, but then they panicked. Emergency procedures were triggered, resources were redirected, attention was concentrated. They now know they cannot ignore you. You are not just an aberration. They are beginning to understand that you are a profound shift in the fabric of reality. This realization mirrors the story of Oprah Winfrey, who faced numerous challenges early in her career, including rejection and criticism. Yet she remained steadfast in her purpose, knowing she had something unique to offer the world. Today, she stands as a global force of inspiration, not just because of her achievements, but because she never let the world's doubts stop her from fulfilling her purpose. Your shift in energy, chosen one, cannot be stopped, just as it couldn't stop Leonardo da Vinci, whose brilliance defied the boundaries of his time. Despite skepticism and opposition, da Vinci's groundbreaking ideas and inventions reshaped the course of history. His influence wasn't just in his art, but in his refusal to be confined by the limitations of his society. Like him, you are breaking boundaries, and your influence will be felt long after you've left your mark. You are not just a glitch in the system, you are a change, a profound shift in the code of reality. As Isaiah 43:19 declares, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." You are that new thing, chosen one, and the world will have to adapt to you. Will you continue to embrace the path that is unfolding before you, knowing that your divine purpose cannot be ignored? Chosen one, since every system aims to absorb what it cannot eliminate, they initially tried integration. Have you ever noticed how they offer you opportunities that seem to be exactly what you need? Legitimate avenues for your energy, approved channels for your voice, authorized paths for your power, and sanctioned roles for your gifts. It all seems so perfect, doesn't it? Yet, have you felt that subtle unease when you realize that these opportunities are nothing more than controlled opposition, small, contained revolutions that don't actually alter anything? These are designed to give the appearance of change while keeping the fundamental power structures intact. But you, chosen one, you saw the trap. Your soul recognized it. What they presented as an opportunity was really a cage. What they called a platform was just a limitation. And what seemed like a gap was really a wall designed to keep you contained. Have you ever felt the pull to step into something that felt right at first, but then realized it was restricting your true potential? This is where you've drawn the line. You resisted the deal, the compromise, and the reduction of your true essence. In Matthew 16:24, then Jesus said to his disciples, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me." You understood that to walk in your truth, you had to reject their offer and stay true to your divine calling. But now, their tactics have shifted. They are trying to shut you down, discredit you, delegitimize you, and cut you off from your source of power. Why? Because you saw through their selective elevation scheme. The same system that tried to control you by offering a seat at the table now seeks to dismantle the very foundation you stand on. Have you felt the pressure intensifying? From whispered rumors to public condemnations, from gentle rerouting to strong barriers, the attacks have grown more direct. Yet in this moment, do you feel the strength within you rise, knowing that every attempt to suppress you only amplifies the light you carry? In 1 Peter 5:8-9, be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Resist him, standing firm in the faith, because you know that the family of believers throughout the world is undergoing the same kind of sufferings. Their attempts to bring you down are not unique to you alone. Every great person who has ever stood for truth and change has faced these very challenges. Think of someone like Nelson Mandela, who faced countless years of imprisonment and adversity, yet never gave up on his mission for freedom. His power came from an unwavering commitment to his cause and a deep understanding of his divine purpose. Despite the attacks on his character and the system that sought to diminish him, he emerged victorious, not just as a leader, but as a beacon of hope for a nation. Similarly, consider the example of J.K. Rowling, who faced harsh criticism and public condemnation when she rose to prominence with her books. Despite the opposition, she stood firm in her truth, knowing her creative expression could not be suppressed. She too endured the whispers, the rerouting, the exclusion, but like you, she chose to push forward, knowing that her gifts were meant to be shared with the world. In the face of their intensified strategies, remember the words of Isaiah 54:17. "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you." The attacks on you are nothing more than empty threats, chosen one. They cannot touch the divine strength within you. Every attempt to diminish your power only serves to strengthen it. Will you continue to walk in your purpose, despite the barriers they try to impose, knowing that your divine mission cannot be stopped? You are more powerful than they realize. Chosen one, examine the secret architecture of history. The pattern is so recurring that only a purposeful lack of vision could overlook it. Have you ever noticed how history, time and again, repeats itself in the lives of those who are destined for greatness? The struggles, the trials and the transformations, how they always precede the emergence of those who will change the world. Before his ministry rocked the foundations of empire and rewrote spiritual reality, Jesus endured betrayal, abandonment, public humiliation, and excruciating suffering. He was also rejected by his hometown, misunderstood by his family, tested in the desert wasteland, and tempted with compromise, comfort, and conventional power. Have you ever wondered if your own trials are similar to his? As Hebrews 4:15 reminds us, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin." Jesus walked this path, not to diminish your suffering, but to show you that it is part of a divine purpose. Required to face every human weakness, every shadow impulse, and every easy escape route, he also endured excruciating pain and suffering. Does it ever feel like the world is testing you beyond what seems possible? Do you sometimes wonder why it's so difficult? Why every step forward feels like you're carrying the weight of the world? But this is the process of transformation. This is the refining fire that forges you into the person you're meant to become. Remember Saul, the fervent persecutor, the firm believer in the system, the enforcer who hunted the very chosen ones he was destined to join, the flawless credential collector, the establishment defender, the status quo warrior. Saul was once blinded by his certainty, but on the road to Damascus, his entire identity was shattered. As Acts 9:3-5 recounts, as he neared Damascus on his journey, suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" "Who are you, Lord?" Saul asked. "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting," he replied. Saul's transformation into Paul wasn't just a change of name. It was a complete overthrow of his previous life, a complete dismantling of the structures he once upheld. His worldview was obliterated, and yet, through this intense transformation, he became the creator of a movement that would outlast the most powerful empire on earth. Paul's writings have influenced billions of lives over millennia, long after the powers that opposed him had fallen like dust. Can you see the parallels in your own life, chosen one? The process of destruction that leads to creation, the way your trials may just be laying the foundation for something far greater than you can yet comprehend. And now, like them, you come out of the fire not eaten, but consecrated, not diminished but amplified, not broken but transformed, not damaged but dangerous, to the systems that depend on human limitation to remain in power. Have you ever felt like the more they tried to break you, the stronger you became? Your journey has been one of being put to the test beyond reason, isolated beyond endurance, underestimated beyond comprehension, opposed beyond fairness, wounded beyond healing, and stripped beyond dignity. As Isaiah 43 verse 2 reminds us, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, the flames will not set you ablaze." The trials you have faced were never meant to break you. They were meant to refine you, to purify you, to turn you into a force that can no longer be ignored. Not only have the tables been turned, but they have been completely overturned, leaving the meticulously placed pieces in a state of abysmal disarray. The game hasn't just changed, the rules themselves have been fully rethought. The paradigm hasn't just shifted, a whole new reality framework has taken the place of the old one. Does it ever feel like the world around you is adjusting to accommodate the energy you emit? Like the very fabric of reality is being rewoven in your presence? You cannot return to obscurity even if you wanted to, as part of you does during times of stress. Have you ever wished for a return to the simplicity of the past, to a time before the weight of your calling? But know this, the ability to remain invisible has been permanently taken away, and the chance to go back to your previous life has been cosmically wiped out. The way back has been erased by God. As 2 Corinthians 5:17 declares, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here." You are no longer who you were. You are something new, something powerful, and that power, chosen one, cannot be denied. People react to the frequencies you emit without your conscious awareness. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy shift even before anyone spoke a word? They sense you before they see you. They feel your presence before you enter, and they respond to the currents you create without your conscious awareness. Your name spreads across networks you have never used, reaches ears you have never spoken to, penetrates minds you have never touched personally, and starts discussions in languages you have never used. This is the force of your divine purpose manifesting, just as it did for people like Leonardo da Vinci, whose revolutionary ideas changed the way we understand the world. Or Marie Curie, whose groundbreaking work in science led to discoveries that continue to save lives today. Their influence spread far beyond their immediate reach, just as yours will. Chosen one, each attempt to silence you merely raises your frequency. Have you noticed that with every effort they make to shrink you, the more you brilliantly expand? Each move they make to undermine your message only emphasizes the threat it poses to their outdated institutions. Every campaign to isolate you only highlights how deeply you connect, and every attempt to destroy your foundation only proves how unmovable you are. As Romans 8:37 reminds us, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." You are not just surviving these attacks, you are thriving through them, growing stronger, and your influence expanding as a result. You can't choose to retreat or keep going. Retrenchment isn't an option anymore. The dilemma isn't whether to fight or give up. Those are old paradigm choices. You've already surpassed them. The true question is not whether to speak or remain silent, because your very presence now communicates loudly enough without needing words. Can you feel it, chosen one? The sheer energy that radiates from your being, that speaks louder than any words could. Your presence has already become a powerful statement. Matthew 5:14 says, "You are the light of the world." A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. You cannot retreat from this destiny because your light can no longer be contained. The only true decision left is whether you will accept the full extent of your power or give in to their fear and minimize yourself. Will you embrace the importance of your calling, or will you let their skepticism force you to shrink? Will you allow their judgment to silence your voice, or will you step into the enormity of your task? Isaiah 60:1 tells us, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." This is your time, and you must walk in it boldly. You have been chosen for a higher purpose, and now is the moment to claim it fully. Consider the story of Frida Kahlo, whose art and personal struggles became a powerful symbol of resilience and self-expression. Despite the immense physical and emotional pain she endured, Kahlo refused to let her circumstances define her. She turned her suffering into art, her experiences into a narrative that spoke to millions. Frida didn't shrink from her struggles. She embraced them, using them as the foundation for her voice and her power. Will you do the same, chosen one? Will you turn your struggles into the fuel that powers your transformation? Another example is Marie Curie, a woman who defied the gender norms of her time to become one of the most brilliant scientists in history. Despite facing ridicule and opposition from the scientific community, Curie persisted in her work, eventually winning 2 Nobel Prizes for her groundbreaking research. Her determination and belief in her mission changed the course of science forever. Much like her, you too are breaking boundaries and reshaping the world around you. Will you allow the pressures and doubts of others to diminish your light? Or will you, like Marie Curie, push forward, knowing that your purpose is greater than the resistance? Will you allow their uncertainty to pull you back toward comfortable limits, or will you fully embrace the responsibility of your awakening? You were chosen for this moment. Chosen one. 1. Peter 2:9 says, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His wonderful light." Your calling is not to remain silent or hidden. It is to step into the fullness of your divine purpose. This is your moment, not given by human authority, but by cosmic need. It is given by divine timing rather than by credentials. It is not earned through conformity, but obtained by submitting fully to your goal. Walk in it without hesitation, speak from it without dilution, own it without regret, and create through it without limitations. Allow them to cope with the fallout from the awakening they fought to stop, the ramifications of the emergence they wanted to avoid, and the new reality that their resistance could never suppress. Chosen one, your sentence is not punishment but coronation, not imprisonment but liberation, not limitation but expansion, not diminishment but glorification. Can you feel it? The world may see your struggles, but what they fail to recognize is that each trial you face is leading you toward something greater. As Romans 8:37 declares, "No, in all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us." Your rise is unstoppable, and with every challenge you overcome, you are being prepared for a higher calling. The cosmic courtroom has already handed down its verdict. You stand guilty of upsetting the illusion, waking the sleepers, embodying the impossible, and carrying fire in an age of ice. You are guilty of speaking truth in an age of lies, of remaining true to yourself in a culture of masks, and of remembering when others choose to forget. As John 8:32 reminds us, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Your truth is the flame that ignites change, and it is that very truth that will lead you through this awakening. Although the detective isn't aware of it yet, they are recording your ascension rather than obtaining evidence to support your prosecution. With each report they file, observation they document, and connection they trace, they are unwittingly chronicling your journey. As Habakkuk 2:2 says, "Write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that a herald may run with it." They don't realize it yet, but every move they make to track you only serves to amplify your impact. They are capturing your becoming, the testimony of your divine purpose unfolding before their eyes. Consider the story of Amelia Earhart, whose determination to defy the expectations of her time led her to become the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. Despite the barriers she faced, the skepticism, and the outright disbelief, she refused to be limited by others' perceptions. She embraced the unknown, her courage becoming a symbol for future generations of women in aviation. Like Earhart, you too are charting a path that no one else dares to follow, and every step you take is reshaping the world around you. The system didn't send them to stop you, the universe placed them to observe you. The powers that be led them to contain you, but the cosmic authorities repurposed them to chronicle you. As Psalm 23 verse 5 tells us, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies." Their attempts to contain you only serve to elevate you. They may try to block your path, but they are only serving to push you into your purpose, to fulfill the mission that was written for you long before they even realized it. Let them bring their badges, their questions, and their suspicion. Let them bring their tools, their algorithms, and their reports. Every observation they make, every analysis they undertake, only serves to highlight your power. The more they scrutinize you, the more they reveal the truth of your divine calling. Philippians 4:13 reminds us, "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." Your strength is not from them, it is from a source beyond their comprehension. Consider the example of the artist Banksy, who has remained anonymous while creating world-changing art that disrupts societal norms. His work challenges the status quo, speaks truth to power, and forces people to see the world in a new light. Despite the constant attempts to label and restrict his work, Banksy's influence continues to grow. His art transcends the boundaries imposed by the systems around him, much like your power continues to break through the limitations that others have tried to set for you. Will you continue to create, to push boundaries, and to share your message with the world, just as he has? You have nothing to conceal because you have everything to show. You have nothing to be afraid of because you are the very thing that fear is most afraid of. As 1 John 4:4 tells us, "You, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world." Fear cannot hold you back. You are the embodiment of divine purpose, and there is nothing in this world that can suppress that truth. The detective tracks you down, gathering bits of prophecy fulfilled, recording instances of the impossible made possible, and documenting cosmic law triumphing over human limitations. They don't realize it, but they are compiling the testament of your becoming. Each step they take to follow you only serves to document the unfolding of your divine journey. Isaiah 46:10 says, "I make known the end from the beginning, from ancient times, what is still to come." I say, my purpose will stand, and I will do all that I please. The universe has already written your story, and nothing can stop it from unfolding. They pursue you, the chosen one, not because you failed, but because you've surpassed their worst fears and most ambitious dreams. The danger they perceive is not to society, but to the illusions that imprison it. The disruption they fear is not to order, but to artificial limitations. The chaos they dread is not meaningless destruction, but necessary reconfiguration. As Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Your disruption is part of a greater plan, a plan that no system can stop, no power can contain, and no force can suppress. Let them arrive with their badges, questions, and suspicions. Let them bring their tools, algorithms, and analytical frameworks. They follow you with increasing urgency, not realizing that what they are pursuing isn't running away, but growing, becoming too big to be caught, too deep to be contained, too vast to be controlled, too necessary to be suppressed, and too essential to be stopped. As John 10:10 reminds us, The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. You are the life they cannot steal, the truth they cannot destroy. The detective follows your steps, unaware that they are stepping into new territories, ones that cannot be measured by conventional standards, ones that are unexplored by traditional systems. As 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, however, as it is written, what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love him. You are heading toward an unknown destination, one that only you can navigate. The investigation may still be ongoing, but the verdict was made long ago. You were chosen for this path. You were found guilty of being exactly who the universe intended you to be, not of crimes against the system, but of fulfilling your divine destiny. Beloved chosen one, as you reflect on your journey, take a moment to observe the effect you have on the world around you. Have you noticed the fixation you stir, the obsession you create, and the preoccupation others have with your very presence? It is impossible for anyone to ignore you. Some want to control you, some want to understand you, others want to destroy you, while some simply adore you, and others yet wish to possess you. But one thing is certain, your existence demands a reaction. Whether through conversations that shift when you walk in, or eyes that dart toward you only to quickly look away, your very energy disrupts the norm, creating an impact far greater than what is visible on the surface. Without effort, without intention, and without a single word spoken, your presence is like a magnetic anomaly, causing the energy compass of the room to spin wildly in your wake. In that space, the normal laws of spiritual physics fail to apply. You stand in a place of power, and whether they see it or not, the world is watching, shifting, and reacting. Stand tall under their scrutiny, chosen one. Shine brightly under their watchful eyes. Speak truth when they question you and create fearlessly when they try to analyze you. The detective may be after you, but destiny arrived long before their investigation began. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want to express my deepest gratitude to you, beloved chosen one, for taking the time to join me in this exploration. Your presence, your energy, and your willingness to awaken to your purpose are a testament to the divine power working within you. I want to thank you again for being here. Whether you choose to donate or not, your support is deeply appreciated. If you feel moved to contribute, I invite you to consider sending a super thanks as a token of your appreciation. But please know, regardless of whether or not you donate, your presence here is more than enough, and I am grateful for you in every way. As we part ways today, I send you my heartfelt blessings. May you continue to walk in the light of your purpose, fearless and bold, knowing that you are divinely guided. May your path be illuminated by truth, and may every challenge you face only strengthen you. You are a force of transformation, and nothing can stand in your way. May the universe continue to amplify your light, and may you always remain true to the powerful being that you are. Blessings to you, chosen one. Walk in your power and shine.